So tonight, I missed you all from last Monday. I missed you all. Yes, you are with your girl, Dr. Tammie Harris. I'm super excited. Welcoming you to my platform, Mindset to Millions, baby. We doing the thing over here. So just super excited. Mega Source Entertainment with our fearless leader, Coach Rich. We're just super excited to have you on with us tonight. And my guest, oh my goodness, we're going to be talking some good stuff tonight. So I want y'all to buckle up your seatbelts, get ready to go on the ride of your life, because if you're like me, I'm 55, experiencing perimenopause. Some people are already in menopause and all that good stuff. But this lady changed my life. I had a chance to be part of her program and learn about sugar and just the process and the journey of menopause and how to be my most fabulous self. She taught me that. So I want to introduce to some and present to others the one and only Beverly Whitlow is in the building. Hey, Beverly.
Hello, Dr. Tammie. How are you? Everyone out there in Radio Land, it's so good to be here with you.
Absolutely. What an honor. She and we played tag for a little bit, trying to get her here. I love the fact, and we're just going to have some good old conversations tonight. I love the fact that God has opened creative doors for me to connect with wonderful people like Beverly. We met in some coaching programs. We've spoken on some of the same stages, and she just became just a little bright, shining star in my life. And just helped me through some difficult seasons and times. And so what an honor to have you here. I want to talk about you a little bit. This is time for us to brag a little bit about who you are and what you've been doing. She's a little shy, so I'm going to start out, and then Beverly, I want you to go in detail and tell the people who you are and what you're doing. But Beverly Whitlow is the founder and the driving force behind Beverly Hills Health and Wellness Coaching. You heard me right. She is the driving force, the CEO, the owner, the boss babe, the boss lady. She's making things happen. And I'm just so excited because she's empowering women all over the world. Do you hear me? She's a coach. She's a sharp entrepreneur. She's a real estate agent. I don't know do you practice now, Beverly?
I am a licensed real estate agent in the state of Virginia, correct.
Oh my goodness. And she did commercial real estate.
Yes.
So we love that about her. But she's dedicated to helping women embrace their fabulous selves. So she's my kind of girl, because I love to be fabulous, and she's taught me a couple of things along the way. She talks about being confident and sexy version of yourself, regardless to what journey or process that you're in. But she's certified health and wellness coach. So I want you to know that about her. And there's so many things I could say about Beverly, but more important than anything, she's your body and lifestyle strategist, and she truly helped me. I made a post on my Facebook. Tammie Harris is my Facebook. I did a YouTube, Beverly, when I gave a testimony about how you helped me in my journey, in my process. So, Beverly, tell the people some things about you that most people don't know, and maybe something I didn't share.
Okay. First of all, I want to say thank you for extending the invitation to be here and talk about menopause, because that is my jam. What is it you don't know about me? I am a tomboy. I have raised 3 men. I always refer to them as boys, but I have raised 3 men, and you can't be the weakest link in the family. So you have to be able to okay, I'm going to throw up these weights in the gym with you guys. Yes, I'm going to go and hang out with you guys when y'all have fun time. I'm going to be there. So yeah, I have been married for over, 37 years, 38. Wow. We've been in a relationship for 40 some years, but life had changed. The dynamics have changed, because you feel like over that many years and decades, life starts shifting and changing. Part of that shift and change for me was being a military spouse, where I've traveled around the globe for 20 some years as a military spouse. So that throws a lot of change. And in addition to that change, you find out these decades bring about changes in you as an individual. Thus, menopause is a thing. So that's what I'm here to talk about is menopause. It's one of those things that people hear the word and they kind of lean back like, that doesn't apply to me. But we really need to lean in. We need to have this conversation and we need to talk about it in a way that's informative, insightful. And for me, I find it sexy.
Look at here, look at here. I'm liking this already. How on earth do we find menopause sexy? So let me jump in and ask you a specific question.
Yeah.
For those who are here with us listening in, we have over 400,000 listeners in 20 plus countries. So people are riding in their cars. Some people are chilling out at their home. Some people are actually looking at us on the chat. So they're actually in looking at us, taking a look and trying to figure out what is this lady talking about menopause being sexy. So let me start out by asking you this. You know, before I met you, I didn't even know that I had an ideal I was in perimenopause because my doctor made a comment that I was, right? But then when I met you and you began to take me through a 12-week program to help me understand my body and so forth and so on, what are some of the common symptoms of menopause? Like how can a person know that they're in menopause or perimenopause?
Okay. So the first thing I want to pose to your audience is like, how many of you really know what menopause is? Are you aware of what that term means? Because I like to start from there because there's a lot of misinformation out about menopause. And so starting with the basic question, what is menopause? So menopause is when a woman goes 365 days and her cycle stops. And that day that it stops, that's your menopause birthday that I like to refer to it as. So it's one day. So did you know that? For those of you who are listening, did you know menopause was a day? The next question I would ask is like, do you know what the average age that a woman falls into menopause is? So I know you probably know Dr. Tammie because you were my client. So the average age of menopause is 51 years old. That's average, 51. So now you've been empowered to understand what menopause is, and now you understand when it happens on average. So what you're talking about, Dr. Tammie, is the period before you hit menopause is called perimenopause. And that period of time is somewhere in a range of like 15 years. So that's why I say when you talk menopause, instead of leaning back, you got to lean in because this is a conversation that we need to have with everyone. The startling scenario is that many women don't know that they're in that window of perimenopause until something crazy starts happening. Like, oh my God, I got on the scale and it's like 15 pounds heavier. What happened? I've not done anything different. What happened? Estrogen, testosterone, and progesterone. Those are the 3 sex hormones that are starting to do a dance and shift during that perimenopause stage, that like 15-year window. So that's when the symptoms start showing up. Some people have really challenging things that happen during that perimenopause phase. And there's some women that they kind of breeze through it and don't really have very much to talk about. This is called the menopause journey because each woman will take this journey independently. What one woman goes through in a household does not necessarily dictate what another woman will go through in that same household. So I used to hold these summits. They were on a quarterly basis, and I would bring women from all different circles of life. And it would be around 12 women So this would include professionals in the medical community. This would include people that are nutritionists, holistic individuals, coaches, a variety of different people. So we come together in this conversation and we talk about menopause and perimenopause and what we can do. And there was a woman that came on and she had 5 people in her family that were going through the menopause journey. Mm-hmm. So 5 women in a household. And she said each one of them went through that perimenopause phase totally different. To one extreme where one person didn't really have anything happening to them. And the other sisters and even the mom was like, they didn't understand. And to the other extreme where somebody had to have a hysterectomy, which throws you into menopause very early and you don't have any time to adjust. So it's a range that's different, but just understand that there is some scenarios that you can kind of like see that happening in your body. So I'll give you a second to jump in. You know, I'll keep going.
Yeah, I
love talk about those symptoms, but let you jump in because we said we wanted this to kind of be conversational because I don't want to like lecture because sometimes it can be overwhelming, the statistics, and I'm just talking and talking. It's probably like coming through a fire hose, but it's something that if you know how to manage the dance, it's going to be sexy on the other side.
Oh, I love that. I love that. You know, when I heard the word menopause, and I know when I was growing up, that men in our family used to say, you know, she's going through the change of life. You know, you better get out of her way because, you know, she's going through that change. And like it was really negative and, you know, like get, you know, move out of the way. And then even women, as I was growing up, I heard them say, oh my God, these hot flashes, I can't hardly take it. It's about to take me out. And I was at a conference with you and you used the word, it's your power surge. You know, it's an opportunity to unleash your power to get to your next. Okay, what's up with that? You got one group saying this, and now you're talking about menopause in a way like it's a new opportunity for a new life. Help us out here because I'm sure there are some people out there that still feel the same way about menopause, but you have a whole way of looking at it, Beverly, that really helped me embrace it in a different kind of way.
Okay, so I'm going to lean in because like I told you, I love to get up close and personal. Your platform, Mindset to Millions, it's all about the mindset.
I like it.
That is the first area that I approach with my clients who are navigating that menopause journey and they're throwing their hands up and they're like, I need help. It's just like anything in life. You can decide how you want to approach it. Take a medical situation. There are so many studies where a patient was given a placebo and overcame medical challenges because in their mind, they thought that pill was going to resolve their situation. So how you decide you want to navigate menopause is going to determine whether you get on that sexy side or not. And for me, honey, I had a conversation last week. I started working on a podcast and I have several individuals lined up. And one of the persons that I wanted to bring to the table was a man. So I have a conversation coming onto my menopause platform, and it's referred to as the sexy side of menopause. And me and this gentleman had a conversation about mindset and going through menopause because he wanted to be there for his wife going through this journey. How sexy is that to have your man by your side while you're trying to navigate this? Honey,
I love it.
That's sexy to me. In addition to that,
I love it.
We talked about the mindset of what menopause is about for the woman and the hormonal change. We also mirrored that against what's happening with the men because they have their hormone fluctuation as well. It is called andropause.
Ooh.
Let me tell you something, ladies. Your men go through these changes as well. Because we are in a patriarchal society, we want to give all of this negativity to women who are aging. And I'm here to say, take your power back.
Wow.
I am healthier. I am more free. I'm more optimistic about what I can do ahead with my life. I feel like I've checked all of these boxes of responsibility. I've worked for God forever, seems to me like. But now I'm on a different path. I'm an entrepreneur doing something that's purposeful, helping women navigate this menopause journey. I've been a wife. I've been a mother. I've been a financial person. I've been a real estate person. I've done so many boxes that I could check. I've been in ministry. I've taught. I'm tired of all of those roles. This time of my life, it's about giving back to women and empowering them to design the life you want on this menopause journey. And for me, it's the sexy side.
Definitely. I like it. I love it. I like it. And, Beverly, the reason why I wanted you on the platform is because you understand Mindset to Millions. You've done a lot of things. You are an entrepreneur, like you said, and you have had several businesses. Yes. You're building an empire over there. And so my idea is Mindset to Millions is about your whole life. It is not just about how you manage and handle and bring the bag in. It's okay, when you get the bag, how's your health? How's your mindset? What are you doing to empower and encourage others? And one of the things that you taught me that I was not aware of, you taught me about the power of the foods that we eat and how it affects our hormones and even being in perimenopause and menopause. How would you say sugar consumption affect hormonal balance during menopause? And what are some strategies for reducing sugar intake if we need to?
Okay. That's a loaded question because I can literally talk the remainder of this time on sugar. I did a masterclass just recently on sugar alone. Sugar is a toxin. So you asked me a question about some of the symptoms that women go through during their menopause, especially the perimenopause phase. A lot of these symptoms are exacerbated by sugar. Sugar. It's crazy. This is a platform to me that I need every person to listen to and take control of, because this is going to determine how you navigate the menopause journey and how you live the rest of your life. Sugar is a toxin, point blank, period. Like that pregnant pause, I just want that to sit with you. The sugar industry has partnered to be able to put sugar in practically every element of food that you consume, even medicine. So think about that. Why do we need sugar in medicine? Why do babies need to have sugar in their food when they're just coming in? Why do hormonal women need to have sugar when we need to be nourishing our bodies? Our bodies is screaming for nourishment when we get to this menopause phase. You can't eat the way you used to eat. The food supply is not as nourishing as it was when our moms and grandmoms were able to get food from nature and the soil had the proper nutrients. Now they're processing things so fast, so quick, and they're putting sugar in it so they can throw it on the shelf with extra preservatives that can last indefinitely. So if you have hormonal imbalance going on and you're adding foods that are high in sugar, that's causing more disruption, and you're not nourishing your body, of course you're going through a change. Of course you're going through a change. And it's not just women. Look at children now. How many obese children are we seeing now? It's all because of sugar. So we need to take the sugar out of our diets.
Wow.
When I was going through my certification, my doctor trained me. Not the doctor, not my medical doctor, but a doctor trained me to get my certification. And he worked with hormonal women. And he said something that stuck with me. But our bodies was not designed to take in this table sugar that we're having. We're not supposed to have any of this. Zero. Zero, he said. Your sugar should come from nature, your fruits. And the average person cannot sit and eat like bags of apples. Your body would just like, okay, I'm done. That's too much. You'll take an apple or two and you're satisfied, you're satiated. But the way these companies are marketing things and the level of sugar, it's just off the charts. You talk about brain fog. Oh my God, stop with the sugar.
So that faint brain fog is a symptom of sugar, having too much sugar, having sugar. What are some other symptoms that you see? I think when I was in your program, I noticed when I stopped using sugar, my joints stopped hurting. My knee stopped hurting.
Inflammation. It sets up inflammation. And I did a video on inflammation, and it was like one of the highest rated videos that I've done on inflammation. And that's because we don't understand why we're having problems with our joints, why we're having problems with soreness and aches, toxicity in the body. And that's why my program is a holistic based program. And what we work on is detoxification. That is the key. That is the standard. Once you go through a detoxification, and I'm not speaking of, let's take a lot of pills and potions, and I'm talking about just purging out things that are causing hormonal disruption, bringing in real nutritious foods. And you will see an amazing shift. And you'll be dancing and talking about how sexy you are after 5 days.
Wow.
After 5 days.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'm a living witness of that. You know, I saw the shift and the change in my attitude, my patience level, how I felt getting up and going down. Talk to the people out there and welcome. We see people are joining us. So good to see you, Maggie. Lena says, take your power back. Yes.
Lena. High five, girl.
I love it. Talk about some of the key dietary changes that women can make to support their overall health and well-being during menopause and perimenopause.
Okay, so number one, sugar. Get you a journal and just start taking note of where you're getting sugar from. Look at your package. Do you drink soda? That's like 45, 50 grams of sugar in a soda. Some people have 4, 5, 6 of those a day. Stop. So that's the first thing, the sugar. Start working on that. You will be amazed at how much sugar you consume. Some statistics that I came across in a video. You guys go to my YouTube page. I do a lot of videos to help women on this journey. But the average American consumes per year 145 pounds of sugar.
Oh my.
In the course of the year. That's on the low end. 145 pounds of sugar.
That's crazy. Wow.
Guess who's getting paid? While you go to the doctor because you're not feeling well. The number two thing, stop eating garbage. And I say garbage as in food that is not real. And when I say that, people are kind of like scratching their head, like, I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Food is designed to nourish the body. Your body needs to pull these vitamins and nutrients to keep you healthy and vibrant. If you're eating something to the quick dry place that we won't name, one burger I recall seeing had like 100 and I think it was like 103 preservative items in it. Why do you need all that in a burger? Why?
Right.
That's just one item off of the menu. I've seen a list of all the chemicals that was in French fries. Why? All you need is a potato.
Right. That's what we used to do. Cut the potato up,
Yeah.
put it in the oven or fry it up and salt and pepper.
So these fast food places have scientists and psychologists, people that are on their staff that are able to come up with quantities of food to keep you coming back for more. That's why they get the supersized things.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Wow. Wow.
They have ingredients in there to make
Mhm.
you feel like this is love. What is that? One of the loving it or something is one of the mottos. They have ingredients in there to cause you to get fat.
Mhm.
And every time you run through there, I don't know the cost. I can't tell you the last time I went through one of those places, but I'm thinking on average, it has to be around $30 to grab something to go. You can take $30 and go find you some really good food from your local farmers market, your local produce market. You want to eat food that has one name, potato.
Right.
Want to
Right.
eat vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
They have really good nutrients in it, good vitamins.
Live foods
Good
is what you
package.
call them. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I can go on and on, but if you just start with those two things, you will have a significant change in the way that you feel.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know, Beverly, I remember, in working with you, you told me when you go to the grocery store, Tammie, you need to stay out of the middle aisles. It's a lot of stuff in there you don't need. And I would grocery shop, and I grocery shop today, matter of fact. And I always have remembered it's been 2 years since I was in your program and lost some good weight too. And for the most part, have kept most of it off.
You look
But
great.
thank you. I feel good and sexy, as you would say. But you taught me key pointers in how to, you know, the fruit, the vegetables, lean meats and different things of that nature. And yes, Jazz in the chat says sugar is so dangerous. Welcome, music. Good to see music. Says hello, Dr. Tammie and Beverly. So people are joining in the chime. But one of the things that I loved about our talks and conversations was remedies, natural remedies. I want you to share with the audience tonight, because when you shared with me about how you ended up getting so interested in natural remedies and health and wellness was your grandmom. You remember, in her garden was everything that was needed to make you well, to make you feel better. Talk a little bit about the impact that your grandmother had on your life and how it has helped you. And I dare not will tell you all Beverly's age, but you all could never guessed it.
You know what? I'm up for the challenge. Somebody put your thoughts in the chat. Let me see if somebody can come up with the number, and I will own my age because I am so grateful to be here. I am.
Yes. Talk to us about grandma.
Okay. I'd like to start with this. I'm a baby boomer. So this is a generation that spans back many, 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 many decades, and we're not seeing the things that I saw as a baby boomer. Even the Generation X behind me have not really seen. I think Generation X saw a lot of the technology roll in. I came from an era where you sat out there and watched the stars. You sat with grandma and heard the stories. So my dad was a minister, so you got that religious side, and my mom was a homemaker. So I came up in a household that was pretty strict. So you were always looking for a way to, let me skedaddle. That's what we used to say. So we would end up at, somebody's house in the neighborhood, and my grandmother's house wasn't too far. And I would just spend time with my grandmother. And she was very old school. She would get up really, really early in the morning, and she had her cup of coffee, and she would fix me a cup of coffee. And I know we think of coffee now, Starbucks drive through, maybe even Keurig. Lean in here. We didn't have none of that. None of that. We had a percolator. How many people know what a percolator is?
I do.
She had to cook her coffee on the stove. She didn't believe in microwaves. She didn't believe in those fancy things. Those technologies were starting to come, but she didn't believe in any of those things. So we had the old-fashioned percolated coffee. And she'd have her coffee, and she'd give me a little cup of coffee, and she would just sit and tell me things and take me out in the yard and explain about herbs and just think. I mean, as a young person, I didn't understand what she meant, but I just loved that time with her. You know what I mean? And now in retrospect, I see she was teaching me to love the earth, to love the land. Everything that you need, the earth will provide for you. So we always had tinctures. We had certain times of the year, we had the detox. We had fast because we were in church, like all of those things that she taught me. Now I hold them so dear to my heart because I'm a person that's very holistic in nature. I am going to nature to take care of what I need to do. And I think that's a part of why my program being a holistic program, I haven't been inundated with medications going through my menopause journey. I've taken nothing medical for my menopause, nothing. And I'm actually postmenopausal now. So I'm over all of the challenges that happen. So no, it's a journey. But when you get onto the other side, if you don't take care of yourself and eat properly, you can have little things that'll pop up. That's just like life. If you don't eat right, man, woman, it doesn't matter. You will end up with some health problems, and you're going to be in the doctor's office and you're going to need something. So I've taken a holistic approach through this. And that is something that I find that most women are interested in trying to do this naturally, just like childbirth. You would prefer to have your baby naturally if you can. There are circumstances where you can't, and that's why your medical community is there. That's why your doctors are there. But just know, and this is fact, just come in, lean in. Most of the doctors are not that educated about menopause. They're not. They might spend some time understanding about menopause, just basic. I probably have spent my 10,000 hours to be a menopause specialist. Every day I'm looking for some information about menopause. I'm teaching about menopause. I'm learning about the new technologies. I'm understanding what is out there that's changing the name of the game. One of the things that I can also tell you is that here in the United States, we're finally getting a voice to menopause. As I said, I used to do these summits, and I had partnered with a lot of people over in Europe. Europe is doing amazing things. They have their corporations to talk to their staff about menopause. They're allowing them to utilize leave for menopause. They're educating and leaning into the conversation. Here in the United States, it had been crickets. I started this journey in 2027 as a health coach. Nobody was talking about menopause. Couldn't find anything about menopause. You couldn't have a conversation hardly about menopause. Now
that was 2007, you said?
2017.
17, okay.
2017. That's not that long ago. But now Oprah Winfrey has the O magazine, and she talks about menopause in the O magazine. I saw Holly Berry has been having conversations. She's been meeting with the legislature, women on the left and the right. They're having press conferences about it. So these conversations are starting to take place. We're talking mindset to million and bringing the menopause conversation here.
Come on.
Congratulations, honey. You're a game changer. You're a game changer.
Yes, we are game changers. And that's why I wanted you here, because as I started out in the beginning talking about, why I wanted Beverly at the table, because when you're going through life cycles, when you're getting ready for your new next now, your children may be graduating, empty nesters, your body is changing, perimenopause, menopause, your grandmom now, and all these different things. Everything affects your mindset and your money, right?
Yes.
You cannot be in a place where you're in mindset for millions and you're eating all this sugar all the time. You're not drinking water and you're not eating live foods and you're wondering why you're feeling sluggish. And we can say us, most busy women and men who are all over the place, it's easy to go through that drive-through. It's easy to go to that restaurant where the food is yummy, yummy good because of the adjectives that make it feel addicting almost to keep us there. But I love the fact that Beverly showed me a better way. Now I'm looking in the chat. Marla says, welcome, Marla. Yes, nature gives us everything we need. And Marla is one of those people also that believe in the value and the importance of holistic healing and food and things of that nature. And I love that about her. It's important to connect with people too when you're on a journey to becoming healthy and healthier that believe like you believe. I see Maggie says, Jazz says, I'll come back to Jazz in a minute. Maggie says, absolutely, natural medicine and holistic medicine is what I enjoy doing. Many symptoms we have can be cured or healed this way and not taking all of this pharmaceutical medicines. That is so true. They want to give us, yes, my grandmom, she's talking about her grandmom also had a garden, had a place to go. Jazz says, not over a day over 40, Beverly. Do you want to share your age with the group?
Yeah, what was the numbers? I'm interested in the numbers.
Well, we didn't get a lot of numbers, but Jazz said not a day over 40.
I literally had to catch myself. Somebody asked me how old I was, and I gave them an age from years ago. I said I was 62 or something, 61 or something. I actually am 63.
Wow, look at that.
63.
Hard to believe.
Grateful for it. Grateful for it.
And looking super amazing. And I love that because, we know that stress impact menopause symptoms as well. And there has to be techniques. And Beverly, you and I, we have conversations all the time about different techniques that we can use to get the stress down, which will not impact menopause in a negative way. Talk about that. I love some of the things that you do to keep your stress down. Talk about that.
Yes, I have a standing day that's self-care on my calendar. Mondays, whole day, self-care. One of the things that is so important to me is to go in and have my massages. Massages, people think that they're like a luxury, but it literally helps to remove toxins from your body. It helps to get your muscles pliable. Some people get stiff and they can't move. And usually my masseuse will tell me, she's like, oh, you're kind of stressed, because mine shows up in my neck. And like you say, stress is one of those things that really impact us in menopause, and it contributes to the waistline getting bigger, which we don't want. So I go in and see my masseuse like every 2 weeks, unless her schedule changes or it's like a standing non-negotiable. It is on my calendar. Okay.
Awesome.
We have to spend money for things. I'm not the person you're gonna find in the high-end couture store buying stuff. I'm in the massage office. That's where I'm choosing to use my money. I'm in the parameters of the grocery store. I could be in and out of the grocery store in like 15 minutes because I'm grabbing something that's real food, the parameter of the store. That's important to me. Another one is skincare. So I'm looking at my skin and this camera. I literally had a treatment a couple of days ago, so it probably is reflecting skin, gets a little irritated. But our skin changes as we go through menopause. And I'm just like, I'm not going to bitch and complain about it. Sorry. So it changes. So what do I need to do to revitalize it? So I go in and I'll get my facials. It's natural. I'm not using any, what do you call it? I can't even think of that because it's like nothing that I use. All the stuff they inject in your face. Like, I'm not doing that. I go high quality products, massaging and stimulating the collagen in the skin. There's some plant-based serums. Like, I do that for myself. This is where I spend my money. I invest my money in my health. Okay. Another thing that I like to do is like see my chiropractor, make sure my alignment is correct. I have to go in our teeth changes as we get older. Me and my dentist and endodontist, we have a relationship. So these are just some things. I'm always getting my hair done. I'm always getting my pedicure, manicure. Like, these are things like when I go in certain times of the year, she's like, oh, it's slow. People don't come in this time of year because they don't think that their feet are going to be seen. No, we have a standing appointment. This is when I'm going in for my pedicure and manicure because it helps to stimulate your old skin cells. Like, you know, some people's like skin is like all curled up and go get manicure. And these are not things that are super expensive, but make the decision that they're a priority and do them based on your budget.
Right.
At 63, I need to be in there every week, but I'm not. I mean, I'm doing it based on my budget. If your budget is like, I have to do this once a quarter, start where you can. Another thing that I can give you as a suggestion, depending on if you're in a bigger city, there's usually these schools that teach these techniques, and you can go in and like the cosmetology, you can go and they can do your hair and they can do your skin. I know the local high schools around here have that. I've never gone, but
well, after all, Beverly, hold on. Well, after all, the name of your program is what?
Oh, Beverly Hills, honey, it's all about it.
Beverly Hills. But what I love about Beverly, let me say this, and this is true. Everybody that I've brought to my platform thus far since January have been people that I know, like, and trust. I don't bring anybody to the platform that don't fit those categories. Beverly loves Beverly.
Oh, yes.
Beverly take care of herself. But Beverly is so down to earth, and we found out we loved and liked a lot of the same things. And Beverly, the last time I saw you in Detroit, you was driving that cute Mercedes, and I was like, "Girl, I gotta get me one of those." And she was like, "Yeah,
come with me, come with me."
Yeah, she was like, "Yep," and hey, test drive mines, and Well, I ended up getting me a white one, girl, but we'll talk about that later. But what I love
Life
about
is short. We are on the menopause journey. What are you waiting for? Let me show you this.
Enjoy. Yes.
This is something that I keep around the house. This is something to keep me present. This hourglass, this is where we are. We're on the menopause journey, and we have to decide what we're going to do with the time that we have left with these sands. What you waiting on? Take care of yourself. Live the life. Travel. Write the book. Start the business. Adopt the kid. Live your life unapologetically.
Yes, that is mindset to millions. That is mindset to millions at your budget, at your level. This is so good. Let's see in the chat. The chat, yes. Pharmaceuticals. Jazz says pharmaceutical companies are just trying to mimic what nature has already provided, and natural is best. Maggie says beautiful queen. Lena says you look amazing. Tree says Wazuza looks fantastic. Maggie says she totally agree, and I love engaging our audience that take the time to sign into the chat, because we have people really listening. But for those who are deciding to chime in, I want to acknowledge Maggie says, yes, totally agree. We have to take it all. Self-care is a must. Aromatherapy, yoga, rest, walking, all of that. This is, I mean, this conversation, we're almost 15 minutes out. And the show will have ended and so much have been said, but I have a few more questions that I want to ask you, because this is just so good. So I always say, Beverly, whether you're in menopause, perimenopause, whether you're in a different season of life, we talk about the transitional seasons and stages of life. One of the things I've always noted about you, and that's why we became really great friends, is you're always optimistic. You're always, even when you're talking about menopause, you're flipping it and talking about being sexy in your new season. You told me, oh, you just have a surge of power, Tammie. I'm like, girl, is that what it is? And so my question to you would be, in maintaining a healthy mindset, in maintaining a good outlook. You may be gaining weight. I know when I started perimenopause, my midsection started growing and I had to work on that. How do you maintain this positive mindset, attitude, while you may be experiencing some of the things that perimenopause and menopause bring, while you're trying to make the change? You're cutting out the sugar, you're doing different things, you're exercising, you're drinking more water, you're getting massages. How do you keep your mindset up?
Lean in. I got a secret for you. It's called the hour of power. The hour of power. There was this minister, gosh, many decades ago, and he was over this church. I cannot think of his name.
Cathedral.
Okay, there we go. That's it. Exactly. And he had something called the hour of power. And it's not like I was mimicking what he was doing, but it resonated with me, that hour of power. And since I'm an advocate of personal development, like I can't even tell you, I think my mom said I started book ordering from like 3 years old or something. And I would be so happy to see the little books come into the mailbox. Personal development. But I said all that to say there's been some books that have been written about the hour of power. And this is where your first hour of the day, and actually it's morphed into more than an hour of power for me, but just for those who are listening and put it in context, because I'm a business owner now and I'm not at the mercy of a 9 to 5 where I used to have to be to work at 6:30 in the morning. I can shift and move the way my body tells me to. But when I'm in my bed, before I get up, I am listening to positive affirmations. I'm listening to scriptures sometimes. I'm listening to vision, meditations. Like before I get up out of the bed, I'm getting my mind ready for the day. It's like watering your soil and giving it fertilizer. Like that's the way I start my day. Actually, I end my night like that too, but I start my day like that. And some days it's like, I know it's going to be a hectic day. I have to spend a lot of time in meditation. Some days you just know you're going to have one of those days. So I spend a lot of time. I can do that because of the season I'm in. I don't have little kids running around. Don't have to be at a job. I do have a dog. She'll let me know, okay, you can spend enough time on your hour of power. Take care of me. But then after I do get up, I light a candle. That's my gratitude. That's my presence. So I say, I'm grateful for this. I have a yoga mat. Like if I take a picture of my room, you're like, she practiced what she preached. There's a yoga mat you will stumble over getting out of bed because you're supposed to move your body within the first few minutes of getting up. So I do my yoga stretches. with the exception of today. I think I told Tammie I had a little tension in my back, so you're going to be gingerly with that. But yeah, just doing simple stretches, not anything really hard, just up, down, left, right. Some people, they can't even bend over.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a part of it. I have a mini trampoline facing my window. I get on my mini trampoline, set my timer for 2 minutes. I used to do it a whole lot longer. 2 minutes is good now. And what I'm doing is it's working through the lymph nodes, because there's nothing naturally that's moving things through your lymph node. This is helping you to flush things out of your body, keeping you balanced. So those are some of the things that I do. I have a journal that I write in. I've had specialty journals. I love journals.
Okay.
So it's just a myriad of little things that have come into place for me. And by the time I start to go downstairs and let the dog out, I'm just like, I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful for this journey. I have people in my family that are not here, that are younger than me. They're not here. I'm grateful.
Yeah.
So I will never talk negative about my age. I will never talk negative about menopause. Some people don't make it. If you're here, be grateful. Change it. Follow me. We can get you on the sexy side of menopause.
I love it. And she sure can. She sure can. You know, one of the things I want to add to this conversation is you know, we have to start where we are. You know, don't beat yourself up by listening to what some of Beverly regimens are.
Right.
We're similar. You know, I believe in journaling. I have a masseuse, you know, and I'm in their regular schedule, and you know, just so many things that we're both doing the same. You may say, well, I'm not even close to that. Start where you are. Walk in your grass. Sometimes I take my shoes off and I go in my backyard and I just walk in the grass. And I'm so glad they pick up the poop from the dogs that run around here, but I just walk in the grass. Sometimes I'm sitting out on the, you know, screen-in porch and letting air come in, breathing out, taking deep breaths. Start where you are and don't beat yourself up. Give yourself grace. I said the month of May was the month of grace. I got a lot of rest. I decided, Beverly, you know, Beverly teased me all the time. She's like texting me, girl, where you at now? You all over the place. Tammie, you don't sit down. And she's celebrating me. But for the month of May, I turned down 2 speaking engagements because my body said, I need for you to settle down. I need for you to rest. I need for you to regroup. I need for you to be rejuvenated. And so the end of the month, I spoke at a mountains retreat, and it was called I Am Her. And it talked about being healed, being empowered, and being restored. And so I did a segment around being restored. And so one of the things, you know, when I think about menopause and perimenopause, and I think about, you know, aging and the different life cycles that we go through, I think about self-acceptance. You know, Beverly, I want you in our last couple of minutes to talk a little bit about self-acceptance, because you haven't always been where you are. I haven't always been the confident woman. I started my coaching class today on the confident woman, and I was talking to my cohorts, and we were having conversations about what does it mean to be confident. I haven't always been the confident woman. Talk to us about the journey of getting there.
Well, I'm a unicorn. I have always loved me. And I have to go back to my grandmother's. I was the first grandchild. So I guess it was that love and that acceptance and that confidence that was built there. You go out in life and deal with the world, racism, sexism, ageism. And it's just like, okay, it is what it is, but that doesn't define me. So there's a way, like how you look at it is back to that mindset. If you're a person that have difficulty loving yourself, start with baby steps. Get in a community. If you can't get in a community, find some place to get counseling, because you have to love yourself. And you get to that place by going inward because the noise that's outside cannot validate you.
Mm-mm.
Has to be from within. And when you can go within and see and be grateful for who you are and your gift, then you're able to pour out to others. It's just like that scenario when they say you're on the plane, put your mask on first, and then you can help people.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the way we do it. We're so busy with the outside noise that you're not tapping into the silence. There's a scripture about being still. There's truth in that. You're here, you're a divine being. You have a gift, you have a purpose. So when you look at all of that, you have to know you're amazing. You're amazing. And you're sexy.
Ooh, don't leave that part out. I love this. I love this. Beverly, I'm sure people are saying, oh my goodness, where is she? How can I reach out? You're always offering platforms where you're talking about menopause and getting healthy and getting to sexy and getting to your next and all that good stuff. If people want to follow you, if people want to know more about what you're doing, if people want to learn about your programs that I was in, the 12-week program that I was in, where do they go?
Well, I have a website that if you go there, you can download a ebook, which is 6 ways to bust through belly fat. We all need that. And you'll be in my community. And on that page, it has all of the links to my social media. And my website is BeverlyHeelsCoaching.com. And that's Beverly Heels as in the shoe, HEELS. Everybody know I'm a shoe girl. I have tried to stay out of the shoe store and start focusing more on spending money for my health. But I used to be a person that I couldn't pass a shoe. That's one of my grandmothers. She was a stylish French woman. And I think that that's part of my sexiness too. My grandmother was always sashaying around in beautiful gowns and wore beautiful perfume. So I'm a grandmother on one side and then a grandmother on another side. So I had the best of both worlds. So you have to be able to find out what that thing is for you. And for me, it was shoes. I just absolutely love shoes. I don't know if that's still a thing now. I think it's more like sneakers, but that's why my business is Beverly Heels Coaching, because I love heels. Like you put on a pair of heels, you like transform as a woman. Girl, what are the red bottom shoes were a thing? You put on a pair of red bottom shoes, tell me that you ain't gonna feel sexy.
I love this. This has been so good. And people are still chatting it up. Marla says, yes. Lena says, love it. Live your life. Megan says, amen. Yes. And be still. Know that I am God. So people have been blessed by this platform on tonight. And I know, Beverly, you feel like, oh my God, where has the time went? We just got here.
I know it always happens when I'm having this conversation. It just goes so quickly. And it's just like, there's so much more to talk about.
It is. It is. Well, I want to say this in my closing, and then I'll let you have some final remarks. Let us always understand and know that we are enough. I'm so proud, Beverly, that you are a unicorn. You have had an experience that most women have not known anything about as it relates to always having a healthy self-esteem and coming from a place where, you were taught this early on. I want to say to the women and men out there, because we have men listeners as well. We actually have listeners. I do want to say this, that click on the link and they give towards the broadcast because they want to keep this kind of information coming in. But I want to say, whoever you are, wherever you are enough. I came to a conclusion in my 20s. I am enough as I am becoming. And there are many chapters in your life. I'm in my 55th chapter and I'm living my best life. My shirt says living my best life. I was out today, shopping for groceries, and several people stopped me like, I like that shirt. You living your best life. What does that mean for you? I love to have conversations with people because what happens when we have these raw conversations with mere strangers, it empowers us. So Beverly is leaving empowered. I'm leaving empowered. I'm sure you're leaving empowered, and I'm excited about that. Beverly, any last things you want to share with the audience before we sign off?
I will reiterate what you were saying. I am a very spiritual person. And when you think about the level of magnificent it takes for you to be a being in this world, like the sperm to hit the egg, and you spend those 9 months, and you came from like where? Like out of nowhere, and you're here. Out of all of those oddities, you have to see the miracle that you are.
Girl.
So to me, that just gives me goosebumps. If you're here, there is something magnificent about you. So live your best life, like Tammie said. And for those women who need a little help, lean in. Check me out because I can help you with this journey. And we want to get you on the other side of sexy during this journey. So, Tammie, again, thank you for what you do to bring this conversation to reach so many listeners, because it's a conversation that is so needed. And globally, your impact is going to make a difference. So, thank you and love you so much.
Oh, I love you more, Beverly. What an honor to have you on this platform. I want to say to my Mindset to Million listeners out there, thank you for trusting me every Monday night to bring you the good news, to empower you, to encourage you to think at a higher frequency, to understand that you belong at the table. And if they don't allow you at the table, you create your own. Thank you so much. And I'll see you at the top next Monday night, 8 p.m. We're coming back with another guest that's going to empower you to get to your new next now. God bless you.